ADSR. What is it? Attack, decay, sustain, and release. But what is that? Those are the 4 stages of an envelope generator. But what is that? Let's get right into it. I have this melodica here, and I'm going to play an ADSR envelope with it. Now, fortunately, I'm not going to use the melodica. I'm going to use a free synth called Helm because ADSR is in tons of synths as well as plugins that you'll be using if you're getting into music production, and it's important for you to know what it's about and what it's capable of. So I have Helm loaded up, and Helm's great because you can actually see the ADSR envelope visually, and you can see this little dot travel along. So let's explore that. So the first parameter is A, and that stands for attack, remember? And that's how long it takes for the envelope to reach its full amplitude. So I'm going to play a chord, and you can see that dot going up and up and up. And right now it takes however many seconds to reach the full amplitude. So I can put it to short, so it happens instantly, or I can put it to like 16 seconds, and it's going to take that long to reach the full amplitude. All right, the next parameter is decay. That's D for decay, and then you can adjust that by time as well. And decay is a special one because it's directly related to the sustain value, which is the S, and that's actually a level-based parameter. It's not time-based. So sustain is level. So right now it's at the sustain, and it's going to stay at that level. See the dot trying to follow the sustain? And the decay is how long it takes to get to that sustain level after the full amplitude has been reached. So just to review, we have it going up the attack, down the decay, and it's going to stay there at the sustain level until I release the keys, and then it will go down the release ramp. And that's taking however many seconds I want it to go back to 0. So now that you know you can create change over time with ADSR envelopes in your synths, your samplers, or your plugins, but what are they really capable of? Well, they can control everything. Even like my life, I feel like sometimes I'm just on that decay slope and it's going down forever and ever. So sounds in the real world get their characteristics from ADSR envelopes. Like think like a violin sound. It can kind of slowly attack. And some instruments, like they only have a really short attack, like piano or guitar, you can only really press the button or pluck the string and the attack is instant. And even if you just look at the waveform in the DAW, you can see the ADSR envelopes. So for example, I have this like violin tremolo thing, and I'll just play it. So it's attacking, it's decaying and sustaining, and then releasing. Then I have this percussion sample here. It just like if you zoom in on it in the waveform, you can see the attack is instant. It doesn't really have a sustain, and it just releases right away. If I were to redesign that in Helm, I would have like a really short attack, almost no decay or sustain, and then a slightly longer release, and then you get this type of sound. Similar to that really percussive sound. If I were to redesign that string sound, which had a long attack time, I would just increase the attack. And then I feel like it was something like that. It had a decay, but not too much. And the sustain was just a little bit lower than the full amplitude, and then it had a release, so it sounded like this. Maybe get to the point and have the attack a bit. That's more characteristic of a string sound. And then I have this riser here, and risers, they add a lot of tension by having this growing attack that almost never really reaches the end. And I just love risers for their ability to do that and kind of keep people on the edge. But if you look at the waveform, you can see the attack and you can see it growing and growing and growing. And then its full amplitude would be around here. And then it would decay to here and then release. I'll just play that. Now let's get to the fun part where you can assign ADSR not to just the amplitude envelopes, but any parameter in the synth. So in Helm, I can just go here. I can click this, and this is the filter envelope, but you can really put it on anything. And I can attach it to this filter by just dragging. So the filter opening and closing is going to assign itself to the filter envelope. So you'll see the dot moving here, and then you'll be able to hear the filter opening and closing based on the parameters that I set here. Here's the filter opening, 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 and it's going to start closing. It's going to wait around here until I release the keys, and then it's going to go back to where it was. So you can really create some cool sound design with this. Spooky. So you can put ADSR on anything, really. I'm going to take this mod envelope and let's chuck it on the transpose, and I'll put the amount up higher. Now I have a completely different sound based on the ADSR envelope here. Almost futuristic. I think it's clipping a bit. I can also put that on the reverb if I wanted to. And turn that on. All right, let's see what happens. There's so many possibilities with just ADSR envelopes. It's really hard to comprehend. I hope this video was helpful in understanding ADSR envelopes and what's possible with them. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment below. How do you use ADSR envelopes? I'd love to hear how you implement them in your music making. Take care until next time.